The Great American Horse Drive includes over 700 horses. Trimming and shoeing all those hooves is hard work. Feeding farrier's formula and protecting their hooves with farrier's finish can make the job easier. Any farrier will tell you, healthy hooves requires less work. Not only do they look great, they also hold shoes longer. For healthy hooves, use the proven combination of farrier's formula and farrier's finish.
At the Craig and Longmont locations, farriers shoe 60 to 80 horses a day from early to mid-May. Besides the 600 or so horses coming off winter pasture at Craig, another 800 horses will be gathered and worked at the Longmont location. Some horses won't return from hunting camps until close to Christmas. These horses will have their hooves trimmed, get needed medical work, and be trucked to winter grazing areas on Bureau of Land Management ground. Broom and another crew member spend the winter with 200 or so horses with health concerns at the 10,000-acre Craig Ranch. Winters here at the ranch can be brutal, with temperatures dropping as low as minus 30 degrees, accompanied by fierce 40 or more mile-per-hour winds. Those conditions make for a bone-chilling wind chill index that can drop as low as minus 70 degrees. Take a moment to think about the logistics of an operation this large. Consider the number of saddles, blankets, horseshoes, and tack that is required. Horses have to be fed, doctored, and shod. Numerous semi-trucks and trailers are needed to transport the horses. This requires managers, wranglers, sales staff, truck drivers, and clerical personnel. It's no wonder this operation has more than 100 employees. Wintering in the Bureau of Land Management area has proven to be beneficial for the feet. In fact, the crew says the sandy ground surface plays an important role in keeping the feet in good shape. Starting in mid-May through mid-December, these horses are worked pretty hard on the Rocky Mountain terrain over a long season and wear out shoes faster than the hooves can outgrow them. Most of these horses will go through a set of shoes every 4 to 6 weeks with all the tough work and riding that takes place. Once the horses are returned to the ranch after a summer of intensive work, the crew will pull the shoes, trim the feet, do some light medical work, and send the majority of the horses to the winter pasture. However, some of these horses go back for a second shift of work at deer and elk hunting camps. Some of these horses will be shod just with fronts, while others will wear both fronts and hinds. This all depends on the terrain and mountainous area where the hunts are taking place. The ranch crew does not like sending horses out to the fall hunting camps without at least wearing front shoes. After serving double duty during the long May to December season, these horses are reworked at the ranch and trucked to the winter grazing land. Chuck Hummel is a ranch hand and veteran shoer that works out of the Eastern Colorado operation at Longmont. In addition to the extensive ranch work, Hummel shoes hunters, jumpers, dressage, and backyard horses. The veteran farrier says the half-dozen shoers who work on sombrero horses rely on basic trimming and shoeing techniques to keep the horses going. The horses are trimmed, and St. Croix plain horseshoes that offer good breakover are nailed on. Some rolled and squared toes may be used with problem horses, but the overall foot care procedure mainly consists of just a basic trim and shoeing. The goal is to equip these horses so that they can be worked hard and ridden as much as 10 hours a day. With some of the horses doing tough work at dude ranches and packing supplies over rocky conditions to camps high in the mountains, many shoes only last a month during the summer and need to be replaced. Because of the long hours and tough conditions that these horses must endure, all are shod. Another ranch shoer is Justin Ramoni. He worked closely with the ranch crew for several years before heading off to horseshoeing school at Montana State University. After shoeing for several years without any formal training, Ramoni decided to upgrade his foot care work and study the many aspects of farrier work other than just nailing on plain shoes. In horseshoeing school, he learned to deal with numerous therapeutic concerns, improved his forging skills, and studied anatomy. Looking for a change of pace from his normal New England foot care work, Don Geraz usually travels west to help out during the spring horse drive and roundup. Having learned the hoof care business from his dad and attending the Oklahoma Farrier College, he started vacationing at the Sombrero Ranch a few years back simply to get away from the daily grind of trimming and shoeing high-level hunters and jumpers. Don soon started helping out with the horses during the Sombrero Ranch visits and normally spends 4 to 6 weeks in Colorado each spring working with the Sombrero horses. When he first started visiting the ranch, Draws says the crew was shoeing horses much like farriers had been doing back east 30 years ago.
A lot of times the horses are, the guys that were shoeing it were more or less pointing the toes and shooing them to the hard wall of the foot, and not a lot of breakover in the front, not a lot of breakover behind. So set them back in the front and round them up and square them up behind, to get their breakover, and they're getting a lot more years out of these horses by shoeing them this way,
Much of the shoeing work was previously done with heel and toe shoes before Draws talked them into switching to flat shoes. While the ranch shoers were doing the best they could under the circumstances, providing needed breakover was a big concern with some horses. By offering additional breakover, these horses quickly became comfortable and the shoes started to last longer. Draws says the previous use of heel and toe shoes often led to a hitch or jar in the leg joints whenever the horses made a quick stop, and hock and stifle concerns were a major problem. With these basic shoeing changes, Draws says the horses have become much more comfortable by wearing the flat rim shoes, breakover is eased, and the fluid movement of the horses is much better. The flat shoes also offer a wider web that helps protect the foot a little better than what's available in many other style shoes. When heel and toe shoes were used, numerous modifications had to be hammered out at the anvil. The shoers were extremely happy when Draws showed them ways to save time in shaping shoes when doing 8 to 10 horses a day. He says you never know what you're going to get in the way of foot care needs with these ranch horses, but developing a program is essential. Draws says you can trim and shoe a rambunctious horse that will often do well when placed in a dude ranch lineup where it simply has to follow another horse on the trails. But the same horse may turn wild if you take it out of the dude ranch line and work it in some other way.
Trimming and shoeing hooves is hard work, but feeding farrier's formula to grow healthy hooves and using farrier's finish to disinfect and protect them can make the job easier. Any farrier will tell you healthy hooves requires less work. Not only do they look great, but they also hold shoes longer. For healthy hooves, use the proven combination of farrier's formula and farrier's finish.